Welcome, my name is Chris.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tanisha.
And we welcome you to tonight's program, Unsettled, Library Resources for Anxiety. And Tanisha, who's just introduced herself, is going to be presenting this great program. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and let her get going. And I'll turn my mic and camera off now. All right, take it away, Tanisha.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Unsettled, Library Resources for Anxiety. So we're going to cover some of the awesome resources that you can access through with your library card and through the library to help you manage your stress, to help with stress management. So I am going to go ahead and hide myself so we can jump into this content. So this program is a part of our Libraries Build Communities partnership. This is a partnership that we have with the University of South Florida, and we've been doing some really awesome programs through this partnership. We also have a whole bunch of other really awesome programs planned. So I definitely highly recommend that you keep your eye out on our calendar for some of these awesome events. So a little bit about this program before we dive into our content. So we did title this program Library Resources for Anxiety, but the term anxiety can mean a lot of things and a lot of different things to different people. So what we are talking about today in the context of this class is mild unease and stress management, because there are anxiety disorders, and that is a completely different thing. And none of us here at the library are medical professionals, so we just wanted to make sure that we made that clear from the start. And of course, if you or someone you know is in any type of mental distress, get help immediately. So if there's anybody you know, or if you're watching this program and you may be thinking that if this is causing you some real distress, definitely reach out for help. So we provided 3 numbers there for you. These numbers and their websites will also be posted in the chat section of the control panel. So these resources will definitely be made available for you in an easy and handy way. But we've included the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, the SAMHSA, I don't know exactly how you say that, but the SAMHSA National Hotline, which helps with general mental health, mental illness, substance abuse, their general helpline for that, and also the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay. And they can help not only with mental distress, but other, like if you're in any type of dire straits, the Crisis Center can definitely help out with that. And to access them, you would simply dial 211. So again, if you need help, get it. We have some wonderful resources available there for anybody who is in need of help immediately. All of these numbers are available in the chat section of your control panel. So let's talk a little bit about stress and anxiety. Oops. So, like I mentioned before, there is a difference between everyday stress and stress disorders. So, everybody experiences stress. Stress can be good. There can be good stress. So maybe you are a little bit uneasy about interviewing for a new job, for example. That can be an example of good stress. Or bad stress. You may be overwhelmed at work. You may be overwhelmed with your home commitments. You may be overwhelmed a lot. So everyday stress is something that's very common, everybody experiences. An anxiety disorder is a completely different thing. Most anxiety disorders, all anxiety disorders, need to be managed and assisted by a qualified professional. So if you are unsure where you fall on that spectrum, you should definitely ask a qualified professional for help. And like I mentioned before, stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. So it's something that all of us have experienced. I know especially in the past year, we are now looking at a year since everything first started shutting down. It has been very stressful for probably a lot of us, like our whole lives changed in the course of a few weeks. So for example, somebody like me who loves being out and about and loves being out with their friends and going out to eat and all of that, now all of a sudden, I'm stuck in my home 24/7 all the time, but barely leaving to do anything. So that is a very stressful thing. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with stress? So there is stress management. So stress management consists of a variety of techniques that help control your levels of stress. So I'm sure you guys have all heard of them. They've been referred to by doctors, they've been referred to by medical professionals, by friends, families, like there's all different types of stress management. In doing research for this program, I did realize that there were 4 common techniques or 4 common themes when it came to mitigating stress. And they were exercise, sleep, diet, and relaxation. So across the board, every reputable website, every forum, everywhere that I went, those 4 were the most common techniques that were referenced in regards to stress management. So everybody is saying to get exercise, make sure you're getting enough sleep, make sure that you are eating a balanced diet, and make sure you're doing something to relax. So of course, relaxation looks different to everybody. So for some people like to run. Some people, I know me personally, running sounds more stressful than it is a stress reliever. Some people like to knit. Some people like to read. We're a library program. So there are definitely different ways to mitigate stress. So as you attended this program this evening, you are probably wondering to yourself, well, how can the library help me manage stress? How can the library, act as a stress reliever? And so where the library can help out is in what we have to offer you as far as, resources to help manage your stress, to help, emphasize those healthy habits with exercise, sleep, and diet. We have a plethora of resources to help you find the information you need to mitigate and manage your stress. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. So I'm going to jump over to the library website. So many of you may already be very familiar with the library website. You can find us at hcplc.org. So the first tab that we are going to look into today is our Learning and Research tab. So here you can find our online classes. So there are 2 platforms in particular that I would like to talk to you about today. So every platform that we offer, every resource that we offer through the library is always free to you with your library card. So you always have access to these as long as you have a library card. So we're going to take a look at Universal Class. So what is Universal Class? So Universal Class has a whole bunch of online courses. As you can see here, they have over 500 online courses that you can take on any subject that you want to. So they do offer continuing education units. So for example, if you did need to take something for your job and they did accept them, you could probably take a class here. But today we are going to talk about things that can help you with stress management. So if you're looking for classes that can help you manage your stress, you would want to go to personal development. So you can see here they have over 40 online courses in that topic. So when you click on when you click on personal development, you can see here an example of some of the classes that they have to offer. So they first feature, their feature courses. So they have ones on interpersonal communication, pursuing happiness, conversation skills, confidence building. And so we're going to scroll down a little bit more, and you can see they have anger management. They have ones on assertiveness training. They have parenting. So if certain things are causing you stress in your life, the Universal Class probably has a class on it. Creative thinking, critical thinking, emotional healing, emotional intelligence. So as I'm scrolling down, you can see all of the different classes. And as we mentioned before, nutrition. So if you're looking to improve your diet to help you feel better, they have classes on that. And as you can see here by the runtime, 7 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours. These aren't like, these aren't like 10-minute YouTube videos. These are really, this is a course. So if it's something that you really want to gain more insight into, so if you do want to help with your diet, if you do want to, pursuing happiness, successful strategies. So if you wanted to take something to help improve your mental well-being, these are real in-depth courses that can definitely help you with that. And so again, this resource is a universal class, free with your library card. So let's go back to the library website, and we're going to head back to library research, and we're going to head back to online classes. The second online class platform I'd like you to take a look at today is lynda.com. So lynda.com is probably one of our most well-known resources, and you may be wondering, why is she referring to lynda.com? Because that's usually like a class or a platform that's used for workforce development. Well, definitely over the past year, something that I've noticed in my professional and personal life there is a lot of people out there who are very stressed out about the state of their employment. So where lynda.com can come in handy is this is a wonderful platform to help you learn a new skill. So for example, somebody very close to me needed to quickly learn the Google suite to help her in her new job role. And this was a requirement. And this is also happening within the confines of the pandemic. And she was terrified that if she didn't learn it fast enough, that they would boot her for something else. She needed help with Google Sheets. So I can do a quick search for Google Sheets. And you can see here, there is Google Sheets Essential Training. There are Google Sheets Quick Tips, Google Apps. So all of these, as I'm scrolling down, all of these different courses that have to do with Google Sheets. So these courses were integral in her, the person who was close to me, getting up to speed with Google Sheets. And so that helped manage her stress. So now she had a plan. Now she knew I could use my library card. I could go to the library website and access lynda.com. And again, these are not, a 10-minute, YouTube video. Not to, we put our videos on YouTube. I personally love YouTube, but these are really intensive courses. These courses are really made to really help you learn stuff. Like they're made to learn. So again, this is a 3-hour and 4-minute class. So it had everything that she needed to know about Google Sheets. It helped her out. She was able to pass the competency test she needed to keep her job, and everybody was happy. So this is a wonderful, wonderful resource if you are, stressed about your job. Sometimes one thing that can help mitigate stress is gaining a little bit of control. And how you can gain that control is learning a skill that'll help you in your job. So this is a wonderful resource. And I'm actually going to jump back into universal class because I skipped over while I was talking about the, heavy into the mental health aspect of it. Another big aspect of stress management, like I mentioned before, is relaxation. So Universal Class has a very extensive craft and hobbies section. So this could be the time. I mean, I know things are beginning to open up a little bit more, but it's never too late to learn a new fun skill. So you can see up here in their featured courses, like if you wanted to get into acrylic painting, if you wanted to start making your own soap, calligraphy, cake decorating. I mean, that cake decorating class is 14 hours. So all of these different classes to help you enrich a hobby. So if there's something you always wanted to try, again, this is something that you can do. Floral arrangement, for example, that's a beautiful one. This is something that you can do from the comfort of your own home, and it's something that can help you relax. So if you've always loved beautiful flower arrangements, now you can learn how to do it yourself. So another wonderful way to help mitigate your stress, relaxation, a lot of classes on crafts and hobbies. So now that we've had a chance to look at our online courses, Now let's turn and take a look at our online catalog. So of course, as many of you probably already know, Hillsborough County Public Library has millions of books. I mean, we have so many different books. We have so many different books that searching for the books that you need can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. So especially if you're stressed out, we don't want to make you even more stressed out by trying to narrow down what you need. So I'm going to highlight one resource, one ebook resource today that is awesome. So to make things go a little bit quicker, I already have it bookmarked, but you can access all of our different ebook platforms, and I have it here in the Books and More tab of the library's main page. But I'm going to go ahead and go straight to Overdrive. So once again, we don't want to stress you guys out too much by, an overwhelming amount of books, because Overdrive has thousands of books available to check out. So there's a ton of different material there. So in doing a little bit of research for this course, I went ahead and found some keyword searches that can help you find the books that you need. So subject searches and some keyword searches. So let's say that you are looking for books to help that are purely about stress management, about mental health, things like that. So if we go to the subjects tab, and we're going to scroll down to nonfiction, you'll see here, and I'm going to try to make sure they're both in the frame, that you have a tab that is psychology and self-improvement. So in doing my research, I realized that those two different searches came up with the most relevant results when it came to stress management and mental health. So I'm going to click on psychology so that you can all get an example of what they have to offer. So you see here, there's, one of the first books that comes up is Unwinding Anxiety, Happy Brain, all of these different books about, a little bit about how the brain works, about psychology, about mental health. And so these are more like a little bit more science-based, but let's say that you want to do something more on the self-improvement side. Let's take a look there at self-improvement. So these are a little bit more subjective because, a lot of the psychology books are written by professionals. Some of them aren't, but a lot of them are. But here you can see other ones that can just help. I mean, the tab is called self-improvement. So you can see there may be something for you that may be helpful. There's also some, health books, some diet, I don't like calling them diet, but healthy eating books that are in there as well. So you can see here, there's 177 tabs with the different books that are offered for you. So I'm going to stop here on the Unwinding Anxiety book. One way that you can ensure that you're getting an ebook or an audiobook is to check on the bottom here where I have it highlighted. So there is an audiobook, or it'll say ebook, like over here on the other side, so you can see, make sure that you're getting the ebook or the audiobook that you need. And Overdrive and the Libby app. So the app that you would use to access Overdrive if you're using a phone or a mobile device is called Libby. It's one of my favorite library resources. It's a very intuitive app. You can have I load my ebooks on there. It connects very easily to my Bluetooth in my car when I'm driving. I can listen to them while I'm doing, housework or something. It's a really awesome resource. So let's say that you wanted to improve your sleep. So I'm going to cancel out those there, make sure that I'm getting everything. So let's say you wanted to improve your sleep. So you could do a keyword search for sleep. Select nonfiction to make sure you're weeding out all of those fiction books there. And you can see here, easy way for you to find books to help improve your sleep. Or if you wanted to, for instance, take up meditation. So same thing, can do a simple keyword search for meditation. And if you wanted something that was available now, you can click on the Available Now tab, and you can see everything that's available that can help you with your meditation that you can check out today. So what else does Overdrive have to offer? So this is a relatively new thing that we have with Overdrive, but this is definitely going to be useful in that relaxation, when it comes to relaxation. So Overdrive now has a selection of magazines that you're able to check out free with your library card. So I'm not going to go too much in here because there's hundreds of different magazines, but if there's any magazine that you would like to check out, again, you can see some of them here. So if you wanted to pick up gardening, if you wanted to pick up knitting, there's all different types of genres there, house decor, anything that you could think of, travel magazines, if you want to pick out your next place to go on a trip to. So this will really help on that relaxation one as well. And the magazines are always instantly available. You can check them out whenever you want. You don't have to wait for them. So if you're really looking for like a quick chill out moment, like if you have a quick 10-minute timeout and you wanted to flip through a magazine, you can have a magazine via Overdrive downloaded to your device in a few minutes. So it's a really awesome resource. Something else to keep in mind, one of our other platforms that is really awesome for ebooks is Hoopla. So I'm going to go there real quick. And I mentioned Hoopla because some of the books that we have on Overdrive are also available in Hoopla. So you may have to wait if a book is in high demand on Overdrive, but on Hoopla, all of the books and all of the stuff on Hoopla is instantly available. So you get up to 12 items and you can check them out whenever you want. You never have to wait for them. So now that brings me to the end of our slideshows. So to the end of our program. So I'm going to go ahead and hop back on. And Chris, if you want to, let me know if we have any questions.
Yes, we have a few here, and that was a great presentation there, Tanisha. Thank you for sharing those resources with us. Let's see. Yeah, some of you folks are asking. You mentioned some of the diet books in there when you were demonstrating Overdrive, and someone's asking, are there also cookbooks? There probably are, but they're wondering, are there like stress management, anti-anxiety cookbooks available?
So there may be. There's a lot of, there are some, I shouldn't say a lot because I don't know how many, but there are a lot of books that focus on mindful eating. So I know, like for me, for example, I can, and I'm saying this in air quotes, but I consider myself a stress eater. So when I'm stressed out, I tend to want to, eat more than I should to help myself feel better. So mindful eating is something that can help with that. And so I do know that in our catalog, we do have books on mindful eating. So will you find books on like stress management eating? I'm not sure, of course, you may be able to, but if you do a keyword search on mindful eating, you'll find something in that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And remember, I'm sorry, and also remember that there could be a physical book on that too. So if you do a keyword search on that on our main in our main catalog, you should be able to come up with something. Again, we have like, am I safe to say millions of books, Chris? Like throughout all of our platforms, millions of books. We have so many books.
Yes. Proud to say that.
Oh yeah, that's a humble brag for our system, but we have a lot of resources for you.
Oh, yeah. All right, our next question, someone's asking about Spanish speakers, some of the resources that you provided, like the Crisis Center and Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and our resources. Are any of those available in Spanish to your knowledge?
Yes, so the three that I gave you, so the three that I gave you at the beginning, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 211, and the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Line, they all have Spanish-speaking representatives. And I want to say that all of them have other languages too. So not just Spanish, but they will be able to get somebody to help you. So if you do need those services, if you know somebody who is not a native English speaker, have them call anyway. A lot of them employ people who speak multiple languages.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. Someone's asking, you mentioned the streaming audio books, and they're asking, do they need to have a Wi-Fi connection to access those on their device?
No, you do not, but do keep in mind that it will use your cell phone data. So let me rephrase, excuse me. If you have a device that is cellular enabled, then no, because you can just stream it using the cell phone data. If you have a device that's Wi-Fi enabled, you won't be able to access it, you won't be able to stream it. However, you always have the option to download your audiobook. So you can download it while you are on Wi-Fi and you will have access to it later.
Okay, I guess that applies also to the videos that are available on those platforms.
Yes,
too.
and the books for that matter too. The books, you do have to, if you want to access it offline, you do need to download it.
Okay, excellent. All right, any more questions? If you have any, please feel free to post them in the questions section. We'll give you a few seconds here. Again, kudos to you, Tanisha, for the great presentation. There was a lot of great information there.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, well, we don't have any more questions, so we'll go ahead and wrap up here. I'll share the information here on the screen. If you want to contact the library, you can call us at 813-273-3652 or go online to hcplc.org/contact. And you can also go on our website to see what upcoming events we have planned at hcplc.org/events. And of course, another link, which are, all these links are in the chat section, but we put a little spotlight here on the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. That's their website there, samhsa.gov. All right, that was a mouthful. And with that, I wish you all a great night. Thank you, Tanisha, for that presentation again, and thank you all for joining us. Have a great evening.
Thank you guys, good night.